I just got fired for not being able to fulfill my boss's insane request, but here's the thing, I did exactly what he asked for, down to the letter. It all started about 3 weeks ago when our team was tasked with a major project that had to be completed within a ridiculously tight deadline. Our boss, Mr. Johnson, was breathing down our necks, constantly demanding updates and progress reports. One day, he called me into his office and told me that he wanted me to come up with a plan to boost office morale. I mean, who doesn't want happy employees, right? But then he dropped the bombshell. He wanted me to plan a surprise party for the entire office, and not just any party, but a party that would make everyone forget about their troubles and actually enjoy themselves. The catch was that he wanted it to be a complete surprise, so I wasn't allowed to tell anyone about it, not even my closest co-workers. I was given a budget of $5,000 and told to spare no expense. At first, I thought it was a great idea. Who wouldn't want to throw a party and make their co-workers happy? But as I started planning, I realized just how difficult it was going to be. I mean, how do you plan a surprise party for an entire office without anyone finding out? It's not like I could just sneak around and decorate the conference room without someone noticing. And what about the catering? How was I supposed to order food and drinks for 50 people without raising any suspicions? But I was determined to make it work. I spent hours brainstorming, trying to come up with the perfect plan. And then it hit me, I would use the company's own policies against them. You see, our company has a very strict set of rules and regulations when it comes to workplace events. There are forms to fill out, approvals to get, and a million other hoops to jump through. So, I decided to follow the rules to the letter. I filled out every form, got every approval, and jumped through every hoop. I even went so far as to create a fake party planning committee and held fake meetings to discuss the details. It was a lot of work, but I was determined to make it happen. Finally, the day of the party arrived. I had spent hours setting up the conference room, decorating it with balloons and streamers, and setting up a buffet table with all sorts of food and drinks. I had even hired a DJ to come in and play music. It was going to be epic. But just as the party was about to start, Mr. Johnson stormed in, looking furious. "What is the meaning of this?" he thundered. I just smiled and handed him a copy of the party plan, complete with all the forms and approvals. "You told me to plan a surprise party, sir," I said. And I did. I followed the rules to the letter. It turned out that Mr. Johnson had forgotten all about the party and was not happy about the surprise. In fact, he was so unhappy that he fired me on the spot. As I was packing up my things and leaving the office, I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. I had done exactly what I was told to do, and I had done it perfectly. I had followed the rules, and in doing so, I had exposed the hypocrisy of our company's policies. It was a small victory, but it was a victory nonetheless. And as I walked out of the office for the last time, I couldn't help but smile. I had been fired, but I had also been vindicated. I had proven that sometimes, following the rules can be the most powerful form of rebellion. I'm not sure what the future holds, but I do know one thing: I'll never forget the time I got fired for doing exactly what I was told. It's a funny thing, but sometimes the best way to get revenge is to simply follow the rules. I'm just glad I got to experience it firsthand. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, and I'm not saying that I didn't make any mistakes. But what I am saying is that I did what I was told, and I did it to the best of my ability. And if that's not good enough, then I don't know what is. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I've come to realize that it's not just about following the rules, it's about understanding the spirit of the law. It's about knowing when to push the boundaries and when to hold back. And it's about being confident in your abilities and standing up for what you believe in. I'm not sure if I'll ever find another job like the one I had, but I do know that I'll always be able to look back on this experience and smile. It was a wild ride, but it was worth it. And who knows, maybe someday I'll even get to plan another surprise party. But next time, I'll make sure to get it in writing. As I look back on this experience, I realize that it's not just about the party or the job, it's about the people and the relationships we build along the way. It's about the co-workers who became friends, and the bosses who became, well, not so much friends. But it's also about the lessons we learn and the growth we experience. And for me, this experience was a valuable lesson in the importance of following the rules, but also in the importance of understanding the spirit of the law. It's a delicate balance, but it's one that I'll always strive to maintain. And who knows, maybe someday I'll even get to write a book about my experiences and share them with the world. But for now, I'm just happy to have made it through this crazy ride and to have come out the other side with a great story to tell. So, if you're ever in a situation where you're not sure what to do, just remember, follow the rules, but also use your common sense. And always, always get it in writing. You never know when you might need it. I'm not sure what the future holds, but I do know that I'm ready for whatever comes next. Bring it on. I've been thinking about my old job a lot lately, and I've come to realize that it was a really toxic work environment. I mean, the fact that my boss could just fire me on the spot for doing what I was told to do is crazy. But it's not just that, it's the fact that the company as a whole seemed to value obedience over creativity and innovation. It's a really stifling way to work, and it's not conducive to growth or progress. But hey, at least I learned a lot from the experience. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have worked with such a great team, and I'm grateful for the lessons I learned along the way. So, even though it didn't end well, I'm still glad I had the experience. And who knows, maybe someday I'll even get to go back and visit my old coworkers. But for now, I'm just happy to be moving on and starting a new chapter in my life. It's scary, but it's also exciting. And I'm ready for whatever comes next. So, if you're ever in a situation where you're feeling stuck or unsure of what to do, just remember that it's okay to take a chance and try something new. You never know what might happen, and you never know what you might learn. So, go out there and make the most of it. And always, always follow the rules. But also, always use your common sense. And get it in writing. You never know when you might need it. I'm done talking about my old job now, I think. It's time for me to move on and start a new chapter in my life. And I'm excited to see what the future holds. So, thanks for listening to my story, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this one. And if you have any stories of your own, feel free to share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you all later. Oh, and one more thing, always, always, always follow the rules. But also, always use your common sense. And get it in writing. You never know when you might need it. I'm serious, it's really important. So, don't forget. Okay, I'm really done now. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you all later.